We saw the pre-sale go live April 9th. I'm going to bounce back to a video about that, but they sold out in a matter of 2 hours, which is insane. Again, shout out to them. They sold out and were able to get just under $1.6 million. So that was a phenomenal start and showcased the immense interest and support from the primarily Drip community. Because remember, this was initially offered kind of to the OGs from the Drip community. There were some others from other communities, but that definitely made up the bulk. However, after this initial hype, things started to quiet down. We got sporadic updates like the one on April 23rd about the team assuring us that they're working hard behind the scenes. And on May 7th, they announced the launch of their marketing campaign. But again, details were sparse. And we fast forward to today, and we're finally seeing some promise of a major AMA session tomorrow, or by the time you see this video, within a couple hours, I would say. And it's going to be with Scott and Lee, which is awesome to see from the Drip community, or former Drip community, whatever you want to call it, and with BB, the co-founder. So this is supposed to rev up the excitement leading to the grand launch. As it says, brace yourselves. We want to extend our heartfelt gratitude for everyone's patience. As we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes, it's finally time to rev things up. Join us for an electrifying Swapx AMA with BB alongside esteemed community members Lee and Scott, 3 p.m. Eastern, marking the kickoff of our momentous marketing campaign leading up to our grand launch. So I guess this is step one in a couple of future marketing events before the launch. But even before the launch, I would imagine we have to have the mint. So hopefully a lot of those questions will be addressed in this AMA. However, what we're going to do in this video is address the concerns. So while it's great to see some progress, it's also understandable why many in the community feel frustrated. And we can go back to the video I made here. And remember, I'm the only one that covers this questionable side of projects. So naturally, I'm going to be the one that gets more of that content and people engaging, saying that, you know, they're upset or whatever the case may be. Everybody else, I can't speak for them, but it appears that they only want to put out bullish content. The mantra of don't FUD your own bag probably echoes in most content creators' heads. And I'm going to share an analogy with you how I think that that's personally wrong, but you know, to each his own. You got to do whatever pays the bills and gets the clicks and views, I guess. And I prefer to just go with the integrity that I can sleep well at night. So, the crypto space, we know, thrives on momentum and constant engagement. When projects go silent, especially after a big hype event, it naturally breeds uncertainty and doubt, especially when the project is mostly supported from a community who had a bunch of gaslighting and ghosting narratives from the previous cycle. To me, that is just kind of a recipe for disaster, and I personally don't find it acceptable. I know that everybody has things going on, and building projects takes a lot of work. I have had like 2 or 3 failed projects in the crypto space and tons of other entrepreneurial investors that have failed, but I never could see an area where it's excusable to just not let people know what's going on, especially if you received $1.6 million from them in 2 hours, and then just kind of for 6 weeks, just kind of don't say anything. I don't understand how that's acceptable, but to each his own. So I believe that most of the content creators in the space believe in this don't FUD your own bags analogy. So I want to, or that's not an analogy, but I'm going to give an analogy that drives this home. So let's put this into perspective of, to me, what the not FUDing your own bag, or I wouldn't even call it FUD, I would just say bringing into question the actual issues that people are already saying behind the scenes. Like I had here, this person in the video said, I don't think you should have dropped Lady Mania's name like that. I think there's going to throw a lot of suspicion towards her, which is unwarranted. Be careful you don't alienate the team. So I'm already pretty sure I'm alienated now because I haven't had any contact from them. So after I put this video out that showcased some questionable activity and they gave some answers for, but I'm sure other people in the community still had questions, I haven't really spoke to them in that time period. And going with the direction I'm going on my channel, where I'm all about transparency and integrity, that means I'm going to definitely piss off and alienate myself from some people because, as I'm going to show you this analogy, they believe it's flooding your own bag. And to me, what that actually represents is an analogy similar to what I would consider like an ATM. So imagine you went to an ATM to withdraw some money from your account. And instead of the account giving you the cash that you requested to withdraw, you get this note that pops up on the ATM screen. And it says temporary delays, resolution time unknown, spelled that wrong. However, we will give you 1% of each future person's withdrawal till this is resolved. This to me is what it means to not flood your own bag. Because so what's happening is you now are at this ATM and it's out of order, right? So you have the choice of going and letting other people know that are waiting in line behind you, hey, don't use this ATM, it's broken. Or you just ignore the warning that's here, walk away as if you got your money, and let every person behind you come and try the exact same thing. Because why? Well, you get a percentage of their withdrawals. And that's the way crypto works. So by you not saying anything, you're just hoping to get exit liquidity from future people investing in your projects. That's what don't flood your own bag actually means. That's what people, content creators, actually mean when they say that, because they have seen questionable activity, but they don't want to bring it up because they know that it will spook future investors. And by spooking future investors, that means they won't get their money out. Well, I personally don't believe in that. Like I said, integrity and transparency. Integrity means doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. So if that means I have to tell the 1,000 people in line behind me, hey, this ATM is out of order, you won't get your money out of it, and that means I will not potentially get mine out, then so be it, because that's doing the right thing. This is the literal message on the ATM. Why would I be wrong to tell people about that? The same thing is the issue, in my opinion, with the crypto space and stuff like that. So I saw questionable activities in multiple projects and I brought them to light. And I'm going to continue to bring them to light. And if that means, again, I get alienated from projects, then so be it. Especially now that I'm looking at putting a group together to do forensics and digging around. Well, that means I can't have a bias. That means even if I'm invested in a project, I can't just ignore the data. And the data is there. As I mentioned to this guy in this comment, I said, again, my NFT registration showed up during a live under her name. That should have never happened. And the blockchain shows the total number of allocations each person got. So this is all like transparent blockchain data. That's just black and white. There is no name dropping. So it showed the name of the individual because that information is shown on chain. So then my response is, if I'm supposed to cherry pick the data, that's the opposite of transparency. If I get alienated because of it, that says more about the team than about me. I'm here to present the blockchain data, period. The developers have to explain the data, and that's where my job stops. So I bring up the questions that I see from the ones and zeros on the blockchain, and then they address it, and then we decide if we want to continue to support or we believe in said project. So all this ties back into, again, lack of transparency or lack of communication. So I'm still bullish and hopeful for the Swapx development, and I'll be listening to this AMA, and I will probably come up with my own questions from here. But I do not believe I will probably be allowed or invited for an AMA. As I've seen, like I said, kind of got ghosted for the last 6 weeks, and even probably with this video is going to rub them the wrong way as well. But integrity and transparency doesn't pick sides. It's just black and white. That's it. You know, you just call it like you see it. So to each his own. We will see how this goes. Looking forward to see how the future of this shapes up, because I still think, you know, tied to OKX and all these different things, there's a lot of positive narratives in this cycle. So I'm not gonna let my, what would you call it, emotions and questions that I have get in the way of what is potentially available here in this project and the ecosystem and things of that nature. Like, that's all still positive. I haven't seen anything that would warrant otherwise. There's definitely better ways this could have been addressed from the NFT allocation side, but that doesn't negate what the DEX will be able to do on OKX and the bull run that we're in, and the top 5 centralized exchange and maybe number 1 or probably number 2 for Asia outside of Binance. So all of those narratives are still intact. Therefore, I will continue to play ball. But just wanted to give you guys an update on that and give you that analogy. Let me know what you think about that analogy. Does that line up with you? Because my goal on the channel is to always speak up about the realities, even if it might affect my holdings. Transparency and accountability to me are paramount and crucial. If a project isn't providing updates and routine information or engage with the community, to me, it's our job as investors to ask questions and hold them accountable. Whether they answer those questions or not is up to them, but we should not be afraid to ask them in fear of getting booted out of a group because it's fudding, because you're asking, hey, when update, you know? Now, granted, not every single day, and they don't have to give you an update every day, but I would say once a week, a tweet is probably not that hard to ask for, in my opinion. So I think that's justifiable. All right, so let me know what you guys think. Are you still bullish on Swapx, or are you having second thoughts? Drop your thoughts and comments below. And of course, if you found this video helpful, smash that HBO special, help a brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.